Alright, welcome back to the 21st part of the Might and Magic Let's Play. I didn't check where we left off last time. We beat the game for sure, and I think I said something about doing the optional dungeons. And so, we're going to be doing that, but a little bit differently. I want to start off by saying it's been a few months since the last time I picked this game up. I've been playing this for a few days now. Just running the XP farm. So if somebody wants to go and watch the last time I had the screen up, whenever that was, these are the new stats. And I can't tell you all of what's different exactly, but we got a few 60s. So we got 60 body magic, which is fantastic. Also, Zek is now 50. That just happened. That's his natural age. He's not magically aged at all. That's his age. He's actually 50 years old, which is why these stats are affected. People like him a little bit more. He's a little bit smarter. He's a little bit weaker, and he's got less endurance. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm not worried about that. And not much else changed there. Levels are very skewed right now. I couldn't tell you what level we were last time I played, but now we have 224, 225, 225 again, and 216. Unfortunately, Injar got the short end of this stick. So, we just pumped everything to dark magic and didn't touch anything else at all. And that's effectively the same here. The difference is, I guess, we did get Identify, Repair, and Merchant Master to the statistical max. 13 wouldn't have a significant impact. So these are the best, and it just saves us the time. We don't deal with scholars anymore. We don't deal with repairing anymore. I just invested the skill points. It is what it is. Most of the other magics won't do anything. None of the skills matter. The armor is at the statistical max, so we don't need to put any more points there. It just doesn't matter. So we pumped up learning on everybody a little bit. I had to chop up his points a lot, so unfortunately he did not get Learning Master. Well, he got Learning Master, but it's only about half as good as everybody else. So everybody else is getting 5 skill points. Not great at the math, but whatever that benefit is, they're getting a lot of skill points extra. He's getting a significant amount, but not as many, which is why we brought the instructor and the teacher. They do stack. His fire magic is up. That'll become relevant soon. His air master, we can now, the fly spell now lasts for an entire day, which is good. Water master, so Lloyd's beacon lasts over a year. That isn't relevant for what we're about to be doing, but that was relevant because we were skipping years at a time. If you're curious, I don't know what year you start out at, but we can open a Primus guidebook and probably find out real fast. Might be able to. Let's see. The year right now is 1189, so it's been a little while. Open the book right now. Maybe a story section. 3. And that's in the story section. Page 12. I can't find it in just a second. I won't worry about it. Well, I don't know what day it starts, but given that the character started at about 20 years old, it's been about 30 years. So, shoot. It's fine. Been about 30 years. Outside of that, most of this gear over here, this mosh pit of things, these are all, let's speed this up. This is a lot of old gear that we've just been carrying around, relics, artifacts, nothing super crazy. Found a couple of upgrades here and there for the gear. We got all the bows, a few rings and whatnots, just kind of around. And we can go for all that later on if we really want to, but I'm not too worried about it. But the reason that we're here today, we're going to be doing all the optional content as part of, we're going to be killing every sprite in the game. So what that means is we're going to be doing a full clear of all 15 maps. I think this is going to take about 45 minutes, but we're about to find out. And if this becomes a two-parter, so be it. Well, we are at the 7-minute mark. Let's get started. First thing, Armageddon. So our dark magic's really high right now, and Armageddon, well, firstly, we need to move Guinevere over so that we can stack, get that light magic. There we go. And I can move that back over. Get fly up, we're fully buffed, and everything in the outside here is dead. So very first thing we're going to be doing, this dungeon over here. These low level parts are going to be a nice little hail of blaster fire. And well, the later ones is it's gonna be fun. This isn't quite a speed run necessarily, just out of respect for everybody's time. We're gonna do it as quickly as possible. Actually gotten fantastic luck so far, nothing even ranked 2 yet. There we go, that's all done. And at the end of this, if anybody wants to call me out on missing anything, let me know. That's fine. I don't think we're going to miss anything, but in the off chance that we do, I guess that is what it is. I feel like torch lights up. It's weird. How does Torchlight last? Now we've got 2 days on it. I have a suspicion that we'll have more than half of everything done before 2 days is up. For real lifetime, this won't take too long. For in-game time, it will probably be well over a month at minimum. Don't remember if there's any mobs over here. I don't think there is. Drop a beacon. Save us a little bit of time, just in case. Oh, well. It's very not worth it. Oh well. It'd be neat to see this become a speedrun category. I'm already lost. You go this way. A few more bats down. Between the blasters and the insane dark magic, I think this is going to be basically a walk in the park. All of our stats are way too high for anything to even, remotely challenge us. The highest level monster in the game, I think, is a gold dragon. At level 100, the reactor might be a little above that, but we're twice that right now, so not too concerning. Drop a beacon here. Here's where the Spider Queen would live. I don't know if she's still around though. Yep, there it is. Nothing over here. So now we're going back the other way. A few more, and this dungeon will be done. I also might have underestimated the travel time necessary for all this. I don't know how badly I underestimated it, but I might have. Alright, that is the first dungeon. Back to Notorpical. And Goblin Watch is the next one. Should be 3 dungeons in total. I have Garrick's Forge, Goblin Watch, and the Abandoned Temple of Ba. I think it's a Ba temple. All dead. Got them. Got that. Get this side first. Our biggest limiting factor is just going to be travel time. Okay, got this wing. No bog. There we go. On to the next section. I think I might have had a bounty for a bloodsucker pretty recently, but I don't remember. Nothing behind us. These guys. I was hoping that would be another Guinevere. We already found all the relics and artifacts that we're going to be able to find with this generation. So I don't think we're going to be able to find any more relics or artifacts. I probably would have found them already. I can't tell you how many dragons I've killed at this point. It appears I missed some. Oh. There we go. Also looks like our map's reset, which is strange. Didn't know they did that. Okay, that's good. And I want to set a beacon here. I got a glimpse of it, but our beacons last for over 400 days. I want to say every month is 28 days in this game. So over 28 times 12 that's the number of days in the year. I mean, I know for a fact it's not 365, but I'm curious. Whenever I have a bigger travel section, they might punch out in the calculator real fast. Got some goblins. If I had another elemental magic user, I'd probably go ahead and queue up a few Incinerate to speed things up that last a little bit. Nothing going around here. It's a side story while we have a second. I use Goblin Watch as the template for a D&D game well, not recently, it was a while back. Cool. Back here, next up is Garrick's Forge in this direction. These as the premise for a pickup D&D game. It was a quick thing. I don't think we even generated characters. It was a very pick up and play type deal. Oh shoot, I missed one. Glad I caught that. That's a good lesson. Now we just know that we have to go and check, just to be sure. Wow. I underestimated them just a little bit. I think they have closer to 70 hit points. And his Armageddon likely only does around 50-ish. +50 plus 12. Yes, they had about 3 hit points. There we go. That'll kill everything. Alright. Here's where things get a little bit harder. This is a high level dungeon with nothing in it. Very strange. I feel like there was a lot more in here. Huh. There we go. And that's what we're looking for. This is a little bit on the longer side of the dungeon. Wow, that's really it. It's not as much here as I remember. Man, that would be a fantastic find at low levels. We already maxed out our bows, not that they're relevant anymore. I was talking to my brother just a little bit ago about the game. And he was asking a question that, you know, what is theoretically, you know, what is the best in slots across the board? Best in slot meaning, like, what is the best item you can have per slot, right? Pretty simple concept. But at first, I thought that obviously it'd be uh, shoot. There we go. And remove weakness. There we go. Don't think that's relevant. Wow, that'd be another great find. I don't know why we're taking damage. Right, but he was asking, what is the best in slot, right? Because I guess, what's in question there, like, theoretically, right? There has to be a best set of gear. Don't want that either. And I thought the Stellar Bow of the Dragon, for sure. Because Stellar Bow of the Dragon is the best type of bow you can get, mixed with one of the best enchantments you can get. It does the most extra damage for any enchantment. It's 10 to 20, so 5d4 or something, whatever that comes out to. And then it gives you 25 might, so it's a double enchantment, which those are always really solid. But then I got to thinking, but best in slot weapon, it has to be the blaster. It does the most DPS, just hands down, no questions. It's the best. You can't argue otherwise. So, that was my thought process. That's a good item. That was my thought process for a while, until I guess I thought about it for a little bit. And then what that kind of turned into was that if you don't actually use the bow, the damage doesn't do anything. And might has no impact on the blaster. So I think that for a caster, I think Sky would be the best enchantment. It's speed, raw spell points, and intelligence by 10. The intelligence helps half the casters, which is cool. Marginally useful. Their primary stats are all above 500, so they have no breakpoints left to hit. Anything? Oh, shit. There's no breakpoints left to hit for him. But, the 10 spell points is going to be more useful than Might, which is doing nothing, and the damage, which is doing nothing. Oh, we missed something over there. Oh, shit. Okay, let's find our way back over there. What room is that? Oh. They're above us. But this is now complete, so back to town. New circle's done. Shit. Alright, next up, we're just going to travel to the west. Now here's where things get a little bit tricky. First and foremost, let's go ahead and kill everything. Gotta move Guinevere over. And move Guinevere. Nope. Move Guinevere back. There we go. First on the list is the Dragoon Cavern. Mobs are near. Yep, they are. The dungeons in this game are all so big. Okay. And we'll set a beacon here. We didn't do any practice runs, so if I choose to do a follow-up on this and make it some type of a speedrun type deal, hopefully we'll learn something somewhere. I'm also not sure there's any reason to come down this way. Oh, guess I'm glad we did. The flute. I may have already told the story of the flute before. The flute is a pointless item in the game. It does nothing. Serves zero function whatsoever. But what the flute was originally going to do, so this is the testing hall that everybody knows about. We've been over that before. The New World Computing Dungeon, right? That opened something. And originally, I think they intended, and I forget my source on this one, so if I'm wrong and somebody knows the correct answer, feel free to let me know. But originally, the flute was going to do something with some rats in the sewers in Freehaven, and let you go to the New World Computing Dungeon. But unfortunately, it just got left as a useless item, sat in the game. You can play the flute, that's fun, I suppose. But originally it was going to be a much more useful item, and instead they settled on laying the New World Computing Dungeon, which has unlimited everything you could ever need. Just exist for level 1s. I don't know how the first people defined it found it, but they did. Side door. Do we even come this way whenever we did it the first time? I don't know. Nothing. There we go. Oh shoot, I just skipped a lot of this dungeon by accident. Well, let's finish out this wing and then go back and clear the rest of it. There we go. No use in looting all of that. Nothing. Can't use it. Cool. And we go this way. Should have remapped the attack button. Nothing in here, but I think it might have been where you would have found the harp. I can't remember on the top of my head. I kind of missed this a little bit. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's backtrack a pretty good bit. Like I said, this is no speed run. I can work with this. Okay. Round 2. And we're back in the hole. You know, in my head, this was a little bit easier, but I forgot the size of some of these dungeons. Okay, that's the door that we were just at. So if we hit a switch over here, the dungeon should be done. Last room? Nope. Go. Yeah, I see the hallway. This way, back here. Yeah, so it should be that room. Another switch. Well, because I spoke a little bit too soon. Orders from the Shadow Guild. I don't think that's relevant, but I'll take it. And level 1 in disarm finally coming in handy. And I do not want to make this easy on me. Tracking down every last monster in the world. There we go. Okay. And now with that, we should be good. Yes. Okay. The next one's significantly easier. The dungeons in this game are all very big. These are some of the biggest dungeons. You know, every dungeon is like Blackreach from Skyrim. This one's pretty straightforward though. There's a little bit of a puzzle in here, but nothing too hard. Once we get everything lined up. Fire resistance and magic. There we go. I also imagine this will get a lot more interesting whenever we get to slightly harder areas. These low-level dungeons, it really is just hunting everybody down. Some of the other big dungeons, castles, Cragspire, Darkmoor, Alamos, and the other one? What was the last one? I don't remember what the last one was called, but those will definitely be a little bit harder. You can cheese a lot of the puzzles, which would avoid the combat, but doing them as intended is likely to be the best move for this run, because we're trying to, you know, kill everything in as reasonable a time as we can possibly do it. So while I have that second, 28 times 12, 3, that doesn't seem right. I'm getting 336. That seems off. Could be right. know if we even did this section whenever we were, whenever I was a lower level. Good to go. This area's done. Got one more of these little wings. And the rest is pretty straightforward. Don't worry about the secret treasure rooms. So this one will be done whenever we clear the main room twice. Not the main room, the big one with the gong in it. Whenever we kill everything in there twice, come back and trigger all the ambushes, then we can move on. Up and over here. Grab that food. May need it. Awesome. I'd call this place about half done. It's the wrong door. This place will become populated again soon enough. But what we're actually here for is down this way. A few acolytes, a few clerics. Alright. Firstly, get all these guys. Hits the gong, and now we get the rest of them. Shoot. Curse. Somebody else have to remove curse. If we can pick that up, it'd probably be worth it. Characters are all just a little bit old right now, so I don't want to use too many divine interventions. He's still hitting all his breakpoints, so his age doesn't matter a whole lot. It's just a lot of skeletons. There we go. We'll run back. I cannot remember how to do this one. I think it was... Nope. There's only so many combinations. Click. Click. And that should trigger the ambush. There we go. Nice. Got 2 more ambushes. It's not the bathhouse. There we go. And treasure room was catty corner to this one. Drop all of them. think it was the one. Storeroom. Another bathhouse. I'll figure that out in a second. I don't think we need to go back to their place. I also feel like we might be making this a little more difficult than need be by wanting to spawn everything and then kill it. Because part of the thought experiment my brother and I were doing... What's this? Storeroom, where do you have that? Part of the thought experiment was, you know, theoretically what is the max, you know, the max everything in the game, right? And it came up, like, theoretically, you know, you max out all your skills. Yeah, I said, yeah, that makes sense. This is secret door. We don't need that one, because that doesn't spawn anything. But to do that, to get 60 and everything, so it took about 60 hours of playtime to get to where I am now. So I think we're going to go hit a... Yeah, unless I can get it off in one cast. Nope, temple it is. So getting 60 and everything, it took a lot of time, about 60 hours. And, you know, therefore, I don't know that there's enough, you know, like, time in your life, honestly, to, you know, get 60 and everything. Would it take 100 years? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Because the caveat to that, I guess we're doing Shadow Guild next. This one's easy. Yeah, you know, so I'm trying to think very quickly. That's trap, don't want to touch that. Anyways, gathering my thoughts. Would there be enough time in your life or your characters' lives? I don't know. Now, given that we can see that we're at the break point for literally having 9 in a stat with just magic, I think it, looking at it from that perspective, I think it might be possible to get 60 and everything in a relatively reasonable amount of time. So we're still talking, you know, months of playtime, months of real life time. But I think it might actually be possible. Got one luck. Is there anything in here? You know what? You're just getting everything because we don't have time for this. There we go. A few more kills. I have no intention of trying to get 60 and everything. Guild key. I don't think that's relevant to anything. Because that's gonna do is unlock the trapped door, which is where we would find whatever their name was. So this area is done. It's a pretty short one. For practical purposes. Okay, so right there is the dwarf mine. And we are not gonna be, we're not gonna be dealing with that one just yet. It's kind of one of the first issues that I thought about with all this, but it takes a key to get into one of the rooms, and I don't remember where that key is. So I know that we're probably going to come across it at some point. I just don't remember where that key is. Oh, this place is huge. It's not hard, it's just big. So, torchlight. There we go. Got that. The one I'm least excited for is Varn. Did we just get magically aged? Oh, we did. Yeah. Not a big deal. Just mildly unfortunate. If she gets magically aged twice, she'll get those stat penalties. Which, since one, well, the personality won't help, because her personality's already at the break point. But theoretically, for casters, maybe not so much for paladins, but casters, it's kind of a good thing, having the extra skill points. Not skill points, stat points. Don't know what that does. For any melee class, it's not a good thing, but it's also negated. Depending on how bad the... What is this? Ah, there we go. I think we should go this way first. No keys or anything. I feel like I remember there being something around here that was important. There we go. I don't remember. If there was something important, I'm sure it'll come back up. Guess we're gonna find a switch for that. I feel like Inferno would be so much faster. And that's where we came in. Store. Shoot. So... it might have been whenever we fell that was the problem. Let's go back and not fall this time. through this wing while we're at it. They're checking the sarcophaguses. Skeletons used to be such a big problem until we got blaster rifles. Nothing here, but this wing is secure, so that's good. I just feel like there's still more. There's that whole section we had to have missed by falling. So I think that over there was something. Ah, 'twas. Yeah, if I was level 1, that would have been a godsend. 25 resistance isn't... I hate this hallway. 25 resistance isn't great, but that's fantastic armor. For, you know, a low level. Just the armor class alone is reason enough. So that's still not open, so I still need to go that way. So there's a switch in here. Okay, so this is likely the switch. It's not. Why not open that door? I'm gonna drop a beacon. There we go. Where's this? There. How do you get over there? I'm so glad it's in the speed run. Okay, so I guess the first lesson that I'm learning here is that... there it is. Okay, now we got it. Now the first lesson I'm learning here is that, is the size of the dungeons that's really the time sink here. Any given mob or pack of mobs isn't much of an issue. Power Lich. Summon some more liches. That's where we would have found the hourglass. Okay. And we're done here. Now I just gotta remember how to get out of here. I wish I could remember. There we go. Wait, there's still mobs? Oh man. I know where they are. Just getting to them is the problem. 'Cause I can see on the map where we haven't been. This will also be a very rough speed run to try to monitor where packs spawn. That's set in stone. The difficulty of the packs varies a decent amount. You know, sometimes you'll get a couple high-level things and stuff, and sometimes you'll get, you know, a bunch of low-level stuff. And, you know, at this particular level, it doesn't matter too much. Later on, that could definitely have an effect. Missed it. Let me go this way. Yeah, the difference between, you know, having one gold dragon spawn somewhere versus, you know, a blue dragon. I'm not saying it'll make a ton of difference, but it would certainly make at least a little difference here and there. Because theoretically, if there were no gold dragons, you could Armageddon everything in Dragon Sand and just solve that entire problem, you know, all at once. And they'll probably be a lot faster than blasters. But some things are magic immune, so that's why we're going to have a small issue with a few places, but outside of that we have blasters. Okay. So this is going to be an unpop. I also didn't think about it, but I hope the map doesn't reset. All I want to do is drop a beacon over here, go to where I think the key is. Let me double check that real fast.